Welcome back, Generals, to another video for General Zero Hour. We just got a drop here from Pidox and Antipro regarding the game design committee election. Yeah, last video, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video about the candidate sign up, where anyone was able to sign up as a candidate for the game design committee, which is then responsible for making high-level decisions on direction and making decisions on which changes are good to go and what to explore, and like where the game design, which direction it goes to achieve a better state than it currently is. And for this, we will have the election now. So how about we look through this topic, which is on gamereplays.org in the CNC Zero Hour section. I will put the link to this in the video description. How do you find it otherwise? So if let's say we go to the top page, gamereplays.org, then we go on forums. Then we scroll, and then here Command Conquer Generals, 0 Hour Forums, 0 Hour General Discussion, and then here Game Design Committee Elections, cast your vote. There you click. Or you just click the link in the video description. Yeah? Okay, so Game Design Committee. 4 words. Hello. Firstly, a big thank you to those who have applied to be founding members of this committee. This will inevitably involve dedicating time to what will hopefully be a worthy cause. Some of you, if not all of you, likely already spent hundreds of hours doing just that anyway, in which case I hope this committee will be a good place to share thoughts and collaborate with one another. The objective of this committee is simple but also very important: to make 0 Hour the best game it can possibly be. Antipro, Discord, Antipro. And 1/0. Good. Applications for inaugural game design committee. This chapter provides a list of all community members who applied to be a part of the inaugural game design committee. What does it actually mean, inaugural? I have no idea. Probably a very professional word. Details of the process for applying are provided in this topic. Okay, that was the previous topic that we looked at a couple of weeks ago that I mentioned where you were able to sign up. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. That is over now. Okay, the table below provides a summary of all applicants ordered alphabetically. Okay, so everyone that has applied to be a candidate for the game design committee is in this list. Okay, maybe can we get everyone on screen here? Like this? Yeah. It's maybe a bit small. Let's keep it large. So maybe just go from top to bottom. Yeah. So the first one, Alphabetica Dominator. Area best known, 1 versus 1 expert, streamer, English. XCal, 1 versus 1 master, game replay senior commentator, streamer. Exile, scripter, artist. Yeah. Dr. Goldfish, scripter, Generals online tester, streamer. By the way, I'm going through this and I will just present it as is. I won't put in any judgments or anything. I just present it as displayed in a neutral way, hopefully. Yeah, good. Killer, pro player. Mamo, 3 versus 3, 50k, Twilight Flame, pro player. Maraka, 1 versus 1 master, game replay senior commentator, streamer. Let's make it a bit larger again. Memphis, pro player, streamer. Mikvari, Pro Player. Ninja, Pro Player. Pekka Man, General's Online Tester. Raider, Pro Player Mapmaker. Relax, Mapmaker Scripter. Rising, 1 vs 1 Expert, Game Replay Senior Advisor. Red vs Blue, Sponsor, Tournament Host. Sonic, Scripter, 0 Hour Ladder Administrator. Spalding, 1 vs 1 Expert, Strategist. Staz, Pro Player, Streamer, Russian. Stubyaks, Professional Game Designer, Programmer for the Super Hackers, Artist. Tobirama, 3 vs 3 50k Twilight Flame Pro Player and General's Online Tester. And Xeson, Gentool Creator plus other tools, Game Developer, Programmer, Artist. So these are the applicants, the candidates that you can vote for. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 21. 21 candidates that you can choose here. Yeah. Okay, let's scroll further. The tables that follow provide a small bio from each of the applicants above. In deciding on who to vote for, please consider all applicants listed, making allowance for the skills, insight they may be able to provide. Okay, and then there's like a list where we can look into and read more. Before we do that, let's look at the rest of the rules. So, committee voting rules. Voter groups and free vote. Man, that's a lot of text here. The committee is elected by multiple voter groups and one free vote that is weighted to create the final vote result. The voter groups represent experienced community members of different disciplines that have made significant contributions to the multiplayer community and/or demonstrated exceptional commitment over the years. The free vote is open for everyone who would like to cast a vote. Members of voter groups are allowed to vote once in the free vote as well. This approach gives the voter groups significant leverage, and ensures that the vote is not just a popularity contest, but a competency pick. Okay, so there are two groups, voter groups, that have been set up, and the free vote where everyone can vote. Let's read on. The voter groups. 12.5% voting power to expert master titled players. Okay, so these are like the elite players, the best of the best, the people that win all the tournaments and lead all the ladders and win every game. Yeah, okay. 12.5% voting power to major game developers. So these are the people that develop the game, that fix all the bugs, improve the game, build the game server, and so on. Yeah, that drive the game forward. 12.5% voting power to major event sponsors and organizers. So these are the people that pump in a lot of money into big events, like a World Series, for example, or organizers that run tournaments and organize events, challenges for players and for streamers to enjoy. Yeah, so like all the stuff that happens around the game, for all the competitive events, stuff like this. And also for fun tournaments, right? And 12.5% voting power to major streamers. So these are the people that present the game on Twitch and YouTube and make all the contents for all the people to find their way into the game, like, making video how to install the game, how to play the game. It brings in people, right? The streamers, they essentially provide advertisement for the game, which is obviously very good and very important. And 50% voting power to the free community vote. Yeah. Okay. So all these here, these voter groups together have 50%, and the free community vote has 50% as well. Yeah. So that gives these guys, quite a lot of power here. 50%. Members of voter groups are not allowed to vote for themselves if they are a committee candidate. Yeah, okay, so these guys here, they cannot vote for themselves. They can, however, vote for themselves in the free vote. Okay, so they can vote here for themselves in this vote if they are a candidate of the committee. Yeah. If they are a candidate for the committee, then they can go here and vote for themselves. Yeah, good. If the number of points from the free committee vote are lower than the number of points from all voter groups combined, then the points of the free community vote are not weighted and instead added on top of all voter group points. Okay, so this means that if these guys cast less points, less votes than these guys here, then they don't account for 50%, but they're just added on top of the votes that these guys have. This, I guess, is to avoid that, like, let's say there's just one guy giving a vote here, yeah? Just one person. Yeah, then this one person would have 50% voting power. Yeah. Okay, so that's to avoid this scenario, yeah. The committee voting manager can replace voting group members if they fail to cast votes until the end of the voting deadline. Yeah, okay, so if these guys here that are in the voter groups, then and they don't cast a vote, then the manager that has organized, so Antipro, can then replace the guys that don't vote and find the substitutes. Okay. Good. Vote points. Every voter can make up to 5 candidate picks. The respective points will be added to the assigned candidates. So you can cast 5 votes. Yeah, so these guys and these guys, everyone casts 5 votes. First choice, 10 points. Second choice, 6 points. Third choice, 4 points. Fourth choice, 2 points. Fifth choice, 1 point. Yeah. A committee member point threshold. All candidates that meet or exceed total points divided by candidate count, which is 21, or 50% of votes of the vote leader, become elected committee members. Okay. So you have to meet this threshold or the other one, and then you are elected member. Okay. Committee member point redistribution. All vote leaders that surpass 50% of the average point count of all elected committee members are allowed to redistribute and add the surplus of points above the average point count of all elected committee members, but not more than 50% of all their individual points, to a maximum of 2 other candidates, if they choose to do so. Candidates have 7 days to decide after the election results have been published before all points become immutable. Candidates that reach the minimum point threshold after the redistribution become committee members. This procedure allows the top elected committee members to transfer the trust given by voters to other candidates they see fit. Okay, so it means, so we have some vote leaders, so people that receive like the most votes. And those that surpass 50% of the average point count of all elected committee members, yeah, so the top voted members, they are allowed to redistribute their surplus of points above the average point count. So that could be quite a big chunk depending on how much votes someone got. But not more than 50% of their individual points to a maximum of 2 other candidates. Yeah, okay, so they can give away their points if they have excess points to other candidates if they want to do this. Yeah, I guess this is good in case, like, let's say you have like I don't know, just some elected members that have like really a lot of points. Right, like really, like much more than others, and then, yeah, it makes sense that then they can, that they should have some benefit, right, of this, so that they can, I don't know, get their favorites, other candidates in there, or none, if they choose so, right? Yeah, I mean, if someone sees other committee members as competition, right, then they might just say, nah. I want as little competition in the committee as possible, so I have more power on my own, right? So you can do that. Good. List of voter groups. The voter groups listed above are provided in the table below. Note, some individuals can be attributable to multiple groups, so have been distributed to ensure a broadly even number of individuals. If you believe you may have been missed from this group, please contact Antipro. Okay, so here are the voting groups. Voter group members. For experts, masters, major developers, sponsors, organizers, and major streamers. Okay, so how many are in there? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so 12 times 4, that's 48. So 48 guys have 50% of voting power. Yeah. 50% of voting power. That's, so every guy here has a bit over 1% voting power altogether, which is quite significant. I mean, we don't know how many people will take part in the free vote, right? It could be 100, it could be 500, it could be 1,000. We don't know, really. But like, let's say there are 1,000 people that cast their vote in a free vote, and obviously these voter group members have, as the text already said, significant leverage, right? But these are not the candidates. Or not necessarily. I mean, there are some candidates in here like Stubiax, Xizon, and Dominator, right? So some candidates are also part of the voter groups, as you can see. Yeah. Okay. So sponsors, organizer, aka Baloney, of course. Always pumping big cash, same as Oxygen. Yeah. I don't know if we need to go through this. I mean, you probably have seen these names around. I mean, we can go through it. Boyka, big player, you know him. Winner of World Series once. Fargo, well, never winner of World Series, but a very good player. Herb, also expert player. Lift Truck, is he expert player or master player? Yeah, apparently very good. I haven't seen much of him because I haven't been following it, but apparently it's very good. Logica, very good. World Series winner. Maraka, very good. World Series winner. Rising, I don't know if he won a World Series. maybe in the early 2010s, but he was ranking high probably at some point. Scuba, yeah, was also a good player all around, big size, legendary player. Spalding, yeah, was very good player. Maybe still is. I don't know. I haven't seen him in recent years. Tumstep, yeah, also very strong. Vivid, all strong players here, yeah. Major developers, Adriane. He's he's doing a lot of work on the world builder right now, and he's like a leader of the map maker community. Yeah, making big maps. Arctic Dolphin, he's helping with the development of code, doing a lot of stuff in the background, also organizational things. Cervantes, I think he was a developer in CNC Online, Command Conquer Online, the Revora, yeah, which has recently shut down in favor for Generals Online. Exile, he did a lot of variations of the Control Bar Pro that you probably have seen. He also did a lot of work in 2021, 22, 23 in regards to like patch discussions and discovery and testing and so on. Jundi, same. Also a map creator, yeah. Lemon, same as Arctic Dolphin, is also working on code and doing administrative work, management work. Maula is doing a lot of fixing, especially in terms of code fixing, a lot of pathfinding related improvements that make the game better, more stable, and faster. And yeah, it's doing a lot of fixing to make a stable game. Old Analytics is doing a lot of management work for Generals Online. Yeah. And is helping people on board and making administrative decisions, and yeah, it's like public relations, yeah, for the whole project. Stubjax, yeah, it's a game designer, programmer, artist. Is doing a lot of big bug fixes in terms of gameplay. And he did also a lot of work back in 21, 22, 23 for like coming up with game designs that improve the game here and there. Yeah, so yeah, he's been doing a lot over the last years. Undead, he is working on the GenHub application to provide a new platform for the game for all sorts of content delivery, user generated content delivery. So yeah, has been very busy over the last year. X64, yeah, is one of the most active developers right now. He built basically the new Generals Online server and the website and all the web services and a lot of clients, basically all the client functionality that services the new server. So yeah, a lot of work from his side. Sponsors, aka Bologna, yeah, he's pumping a lot of money into challenges and tournaments. Antipro is also sponsor of tournaments, challenges, also organizing such things. And like this vote, for example, the committee he organized, yeah. B Legacy, I'm actually not so familiar with him. I think he's sponsoring things. I think I've seen him on a World Series sponsor list. Yeah. Same as Finn Dama, but I also don't know much about him. Yes. I also don't know much about him, but I think he has also been sponsor and tournament organizer. He did organize the last World Series tournament together with Pidox. Yeah. Joker, yeah, he's also doing a lot of tournament related stuff and event organizations, administrative stuff. Lately, he's also doing development related things for events, so that's good. Loshatka, as far as I'm aware, he's also a tournament organizer. I don't know too much about him. Nickname, also tournament organizer, like World Series tournaments in the past, yeah, and other tournaments. Oxygen, like aka Bologna, a massive sponsor of tournaments and challenges for all sorts of game formats. Phoenix, also administrative stuff for all sorts of events and activities. Pidox, same as Yas, doing also events and tournaments. And Red versus Blue, also doing tournaments. Yeah, I think mostly in like free-for-all area. I'm not so sure. But yeah, is also organizer, maybe also sponsor. I'm not so sure. Major streamers, Arabian Commander, BL9R, yeah, biggest streamer, yeah, big BL9R, CNCHD, Dark Dante, Debet, Dominator, Dr. Goldfish, Excal, General Zahel, HSN Lab, Legionnaire, and Stas. Yeah, I think these guys have a lot of visibility already, so no need to talk about this. But the other guys maybe not as much. Like typically, like for community, like seeing a streamer present the game is like the easiest way to, see that someone is doing something. But like you don't necessarily see. And the experts you also see, right, playing and challenges, but you don't necessarily see Finn Dama sponsoring some tournament unless he's mentioned as a sponsor, but like you don't see it as much, right? So yeah, I would say developers and sponsors you don't see as much typically, right? Unless they put their credits somewhere that are visible, right? Okay, so these are the voter groups, certainly big names, yeah. How to vote. If your name is listed in one of the voter groups above, please message Antipro, Discord Antipro, your top 5 picks for the committee in rank order. You may also participate in the free vote. See below. If your name is not listed in one of the voter groups above, you may place your vote via this Google form link. Yeah, can we click on this now safely? Let me click on this. Oh. Well, I would have to sign in here. I can't show it now. Yeah, you have to create a Google account and then you can vote here. I can't see it right now, so then we skip that. Okay, then the last thing to look over are the candidates, what they have written. So I would say we just go from top to bottom. Yeah. So I hope you can read it well. I can make it even, maybe that's too large. I think that's fine. Yeah. Good. Then let's just read through it. Let me take a sip of the water. So, name Dominator, 1 vs 1 expert streamer. He says, biography. I am on board with the idea of improving the game, namely by making small incremental changes over time, retaining as much of the original game as possible, whilst also making weak armies or weak units at least a little bit better and used a bit more where it makes sense. Whilst I love the game the way it is and want to hold onto the way certain aspects of the game is played, I am also open to the fact that sometimes things need to change to improve the game overall, and we may have to let go of certain stuff. Like carpet at level 1 or Humvees loaded with 5 dudes. My approach is start with the controversial bugs, like Emperor subliminal messaging for example, and slowly fix those and get the feedback from the community, but also looking at the data. Seeing an army like China is very weak with approximately 34% win rate in 1 versus 1 and working on small improvements for the faction. Also, did I mention about the nuke? Question mark. None were fired in the World Series and some things should change? Not sure I mentioned. Okay, so that is a Dominator. Let's go to the next one. Excal. Name Excal. Area best known 1 versus 1 master game replay senior commentator streamer. English. Biography. A game that I love that I had played from its release in 2003 to 2011 and 2020 to current day. I have extensive experience that can be of benefit of the committee. I have won tournaments in every single competitive format of 0 Hour and interact regularly in varying communities. Therefore, I feel this connection, combined with my understanding of the game, can give valued feedback and input. That was Excal. Next one. Exile. Name Exile. Area best known scripter artist. Biography. My name is Exile and I have been an active member of the Command & Conquer Generals Committee since 2016. Over the years, I've participated in several game replays tournaments and contributed to a wide range of creative community projects. One of those was an experimental 1.04 plus balance patch developed together with Jundi, which later evolved into the General's patch now maintained on GitHub under Xeson's leadership. I also helped develop Control Bar Pro alongside Xeson and released my own competitive variant, which has accumulated 100,000 plus downloads. Beyond gameplay and tools, I've contributed artistically to the community by composing and recording music for the game, as well as designing logos and graphics for YouTubers such as Excal, among many others. Overall, I've built a strong understanding of game balance from both technical and creative perspectives. While I wouldn't describe myself as top-tier player, I bring a unique viewpoint and enjoy proposing thoughtful, creative solutions to balance challenges, always with the goal of preserving the game's original feel. I genuinely love Generals as it is. Exile. Next one. Dr. Goldfish. Name Dr. Goldfish. Area best known. Scripter. Generals online tester, streamer. English. Biography. Profile. I've been playing this game from when I was 5 in 2005. I grew up with the game and I play this game almost daily. I am known for doing the strangest strategies and using every single unit in the game. Not only do I know every single unit in the game and what it does exactly, I also have discovered the most gameplay bugs and still discover gameplay bugs today. find ways to replicate it, found out what is causing this behavior, and report them to the respective developers like Generals Online and the super hackers. Not only is my in-game knowledge of all the units really well, I also know almost all the gameplay bugs in this game that affect balance, like the recent guard mode bugging out all the ground units. Not only will I look for balance changes, but will also look for every single bug that affects each and every faction and how it buffs or nerfs them. I also know that we first got to fix the bugs first that affects units' behavior and smoothness. Only when units move and respond like intended can we properly buff and nerf them. How I will contribute to the committee. First, we'll figure out all the bugs affecting gameplay and how fixing them will change the unit's army's balance. Can use build test builds with these changes to let the rest of the committee test these changes. Will help finding out balance issues for each army and unit and will try my best to make a big list of possible nerfs or buffs we can do to that specific unit or army. I will debate any change with facts, not emotion, and I'm willing to change my mind on any change suggested. I'm already a very big part of the super hackers and Generals Online in finding and reporting bugs and testing loads of test builds. We'll keep doing this if I am in this committee or not cause of the love of the game I have and make this the best game ever. There was the goldfish. Killer. Name Killer. Area best known pro player. Biography. I would like to apply to the committee as a representative of the team games community. I believe that I have a lot to offer in terms of knowledge, experience, and balance insights. I have a lot of passion for the game, evidently so. That is Killer. Next, Marmo. Name Marmo. Area best known. 3 vs 3, 50k Twilight Flame pro player. Biography. I would like to apply to join the committee as a representative for the 50k community. I have been playing and competing in the 50k format for more than 10 years. And I have extensive experience with its rules, balance, and issues. Over the years, I have won 2 of the biggest 50k tournaments, which reflects both my competitive level and my deep understanding of the format. I also have a strong connection to the Arabic zero-hour community, and I'm considered one of the most well-known, respected, and trusted figures among 50k players. Because of this, many players have personally requested that I represent them, and I would like to be part of the decision making to make 50k great and avoid any circumstances that would be bad for it. That was Marmo. Next, Maraka. Name Maraka. Area best known 1 vs 1 master. Game replay senior commentator, streamer, English. Biography. I have been playing Zero Hour as early as 2009. Got into competitive PvP balance testing of Zero Hour mods from 2015 to the present time, and have been playing competitive Zero Hour from 2019 to the present. Proven myself to be competent across a myriad of formats ranging from 1 vs 1s to team games to FFA, free for all. And I've got a lot of experience in balance testing for mods as well as a solid understanding of Zero Hour to consistently keep tabs on aspects of game balance testing. Overall goal is to make Zero Hour balance more modern by helping identify and iron out core issues in game balance. That is Maraka. Next, Memphis. Name Memphis. Area best known. pro player, streamer, English, German. Biography. My in-game name is Memphis, and I'm around since 2007 with a lot of breaks. I'm now very active the last 3 to 4 years. My experience so far is played different tournaments, 1 versus 1, 1 versus 1, 2, 20k, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, 50k, 3 versus 3 air games, Twilight Flame, free for all. Also, I'm very known in 1 versus 1, 3 versus 3, DEFCONs and Art of Defenses. So I'm almost played every format. My motivation and also my goal is to get that game to a point where we just have the game in a state which kinda everyone having fun playing it. I'm not able to change the game like a programmer, but I would like to give advice to what should be the priority as a competitive and also as a casual player of the game. Also helping to adapt changes or speak about them, testing them or try to figure out other ways to balance the game. So I can offer my experience and time to help improve the game. That is Memphis. Next, Mick Vary. Name Mick Vary. Area best known, pro player. Biography. Hello, my name is Mick Vary and my real name is Zaif. I am 19 years old. I love this game and I want to do something useful for the community by helping develop it, because it has been my favorite game since I was young. First of all, I would like to join the 1 vs 1 10k and Twilight Flame 50k committees. I have sufficient experience in these modes, whether through bugs, mismatches or professional gameplay. I want to participate in order to represent my country or the Iraqi community, as there are around 500 Iraqi players currently playing the game. I have never seen an Iraqi player involved in something like this before, and I would like to be the first. I will propose ideas and exchange opinions with other committee members to help improve the situation. I'm not fluent in spoken English, but I understand it well in writing. I want to be part of this work. I can help by searching for bugs or by giving opinions on unit balance or improving the balance ratios between armies so they are more suitable. That is Mick Vary. Next, Ninja. Name Ninja. Area best known, pro player. Biography. My name is Mohammed, aka Ninja. I'm a pro 1 vs 1 player plus am playing in high level in 50k plus air games plus free for all. I like to play all formats and I'm good at most of them. I would like to join you guys because I like the game and I want to see it active again, and I would like to help in the big changes that's happening. I'm good at testing stuff and I have some very good knowledge about the game overall. I played 0 Hour when I was kid and played it when I'm 20 years, so it's a fantastic game. My goal is to keep it going for the upcoming years for new people to try it and see how much fun there is in the 2003 game. That was Ninja. Next, Peckerman. Name Peckerman. Area best known, General's online tester. Biography. I'm not the cream of the crop when it comes to free-for-all team games or 1 vs 1, but I do know a lot and play at a decent level. I'm not particularly a developer, as I just mainly help around and test things for Generals Online and the super hackers and the mod communities. I played this game my entire life and keep coming back to it, and I am very conservative when it comes to the changes to the vanilla game. The game has a soul, and that soul is to be preserved, as each mod has its own soul brought upon the vision of its creator. I might not be the best balancer out there, but I have had my fair share of ideas and experience of feeling balanced through mods and other games. Company of Heroes and all its DLCs, Company of Heroes 2 and all its DLCs, Helldivers 2, Team Fortress 2, Hearts of Iron 4 and all its DLCs, Stellaris and all its DLCs, Europe Universalis 5, a more recent mention, Risk of Rain 2 and its older half of DLCs, and wish to contribute. As for the key requirements, like representing the wider community, I have made attempts to get you in a better position to do such a thing from our message history. I might not be the best pick, but I am around, from mods to the various groups around game modes, and as a tester for mods and the Super Hackers plus Generals Online. I'm happy to test any changes, even if it's to make them live on the spot, amidst a proposal. That is Peckerman. Okay, next, Raider. Name Raider. Area best known. Pro player, map maker. Biography. I'm a competitive 1 versus 1 and team games player for a few years now. I haven't been the most active for a couple of years now, but I really enjoy the game and have passion for it. I would love to see the game improve, and that's why I want to join the committee to get a chance to do this. I have some knowledge of the game. I have some knowledge of how the game works in both formats, and I think I could contribute. I want to see this game succeed in the end. That was Raider. Next, Relax. Name Relax. Area best known. Mapmaker, scripter. Biography. I am willing to support you if you want to, as I feel it can happen now, and Game Replays is open for the step now. As you may know, I was very active in the mapping in playing a while back. So I think I have a good understanding of the game, and I think with a few tweaks, we can achieve a much better balance, which improves fun in playing 0 Hour without having games decided in the load screen. I'm not experienced as guys as Spalding or Rising, but to an extent. As a modder and staff, I think I can contribute best in guiding, make my thoughts about ideas towards bugs and changes. I also made overviews in Excel with pro input on one-on-one balance, which may be a work I can manage or support with. I've been modding 0 Hour back in the 1.00 to 1.04 days with INI coding. I was involved in patches like 1.05, A to E, F, 1.06 and also 1.04. I think I can also be involved in providing my opinion to rate on certain bugs and changes and so on. Some may say I was never a pro, which might be true, but sometimes it's not only about the skill level. The only part in which I cannot guarantee strong participation is when it comes to conferences and discussing things online on the mic because of family reasons. I just can't block my time midday for 0 Hour. That was Relax. Next, Rising. Name Rising. Area best known. 1 versus 1 expert game replay senior advisor. Biography. Motivations. Having access to the source code is very exciting as it truly unlocks the potential to make 0 Hour the best game it can be. I've always been interested in being part of the game community and enjoy the idea of making improvements that will benefit everyone. Whilst it has a potential to be controversial, the balance of an real-time strategy game is critical to how fun it is to play. And I think we would be doing a disservice to the opportunity in front of us if we did not at least try to make improvements to 1.04. Qualifications for joining. I've been playing Zero Hour on and off for about 20 years now, so I have seen it undergo a vast amount of changes. I was heavily involved in the 1.06 balance patch and also played a fair amount of Command & Conquer Generals. I also have decent experience playing other real-time strategy games to various levels, and I think it is important as it provides a broader knowledge of good game design and balance considerations. Overall goals. My goal would be to contribute to making patches that are well received by the community as a whole. This would mean putting my own personal views to one side, as I appreciate that I'm just one player amongst thousands, and focusing on building something which will has the best chance of receiving widespread acceptance. That was Rising. Next, Red vs. Blue. Name, Red vs. Blue. Area best known. Sponsor, tournament host. Biography. My name is Andy, or RVB, as I am more widely known. I feel I represent both the team game community and Community Outpost Discord. My motivations are rather simple. I want to ensure zero-hour game and its greatest strengths, the community, continue to grow, engage, and show the world is still the greatest real-time strategy game ever made, ensuring that the gameplay and balance remains coherent and consistent with the value of the different communities in Zero Hour, while still allowing full integration of the community to one centralized place open to us all. That was Red vs. Blue. Next, Sonic. Name, Sonic. Area best known. Scripter, Zero Hour ladder administrator. Biography. I would like to take part in the committee. Why I can be useful. I have a strong technical understanding of the zero-hour game mechanics and long-term experience working with INI files. I understand how unit weapons, armor, damage types, and armor types interact. I can extract and analyze technical data from INI files, including veterancy bonuses, unit speed, turn rates, minimum attack ranges, and other physical parameters. About myself. I've been playing Zero Hour for over 15 years and consider myself a high semi-pro player, with strong experience in 1 vs 1 and 2 vs 2 and a solid understanding of other formats. Over the years, I have actively discussed patch 1.04 with experienced players and regularly analyzed games in detail. This helped me develop a structured and analytical approach to evaluating gameplay, matchups, and design decisions. I'm always ready to help with testing, analysis, and discussion of gameplay and balance-related ideas. Finally, I would like to share my view on how patch development should be organized. Responsibilities should be clearly divided into two independent teams. One team should focus on bug fixing, stability, and technical improvements without considering balance implications. The second team should focus on testing, gameplay evaluation, and balance adjustments, reacting to changes introduced by the first team. This separation allows both teams to work efficiently and keeps the development process structured and effective. That was Sonic. Next, Spalding. Name, Spalding. Area best known 1 vs 1 expert strategist. Biography. I represent every game format except free-for-alls. My goal is simple: to have a balanced game. That was Spalding. Next, Stars. Name, Stars. Area best known, pro player, streamer, Rus, Russian. Biography. Hi. I want to submit my application for joining the committee in section 1 versus 1 and free for all. What I can do for you? A lot of free time, especially during the daytime. I have a lot of experience in the game and also have my own thoughts and ideas about balance. I have my own channel and audience where I can both collect the opinions of players and viewers and promote new features. One more important point, I represent all Russian-speaking pro players, Sonic, SPL, Dusty, Thumbstep, etc. and in general the entire Russian-speaking community. Therefore, my presence on the committee will be able to affect a huge range of people, their opinions, ideas, etc. I was chosen for my communication skills and ability to find compromises in disputes. I will be glad to become a part of the team and work with you. That was Stas. Next, Stubiaks. Name Stubiaks. Area best known. Professional game designer, programmer, the super hackers, artist. Biography. I would like to formally submit my application to the Game Design Committee for Command & Conquer Generals Zero Hour. I'm a long-time Zero Hour player as well as a professional video game developer, and find no greater joy than being able to combine my life's passion with my favorite video game of all time. I advocate for clean and considered design, minimal change visibility, guideline adherence, ensuring proposals receive a proper scrutiny, and doing what is best for the game and its players. I will keep things concise with some bullet points. Active contributor to the Super Hackers code and patch repositories. Active player since around 2006, at least 20,000 matches played, tertiary degree in game design philosophy, experience in all game formats including 1 vs 1, 2 vs 2, 3 vs 3, 3 vs 3 Twilight Flame, 3 vs 3 Hostile Dawn, 2 vs 2 vs 2, Free for All, Art of Defense, CS, I don't know what that is, CW, I don't know, etc. Experience in map making and modding. Developer of tools such as window and module editors. Deep understanding of the game's design, strategies, mechanics, flaws, and bugs. Proven track record of professionalism and integrity. Extremely high attention to detail, no beef. And a few examples of my patch contributions. Pathfinders, Super Technicals, Search and Destroy, Air Force General Chinooks, Hackers, Cash Hack, Air Force General Comanches. I hope this accurately illustrates my commitment and dedication to the game. Let me know if you have any further questions. That was Stubiaks. Next, Toby Rama. Name Toby Rama. Area best known. 3 vs 3 Twilight Flame pro player, Generals online tester. Biography. I've been playing Zero Hour since 2012 on and off until 2019. From 2019 until now, I've been spamming Twilight Flame 3 vs 3 50k competitively and playing this format exclusively. I know pretty much every nook and cranny of 3 vs 3 50k. I'm also a multiple times 3 vs 3 Twilight Flame 50k tournament finalist and widely considered one of the top players in the Twilight Flame scene. I was one of the first Generals online testers and players. I started testing, reporting and playing on 10th June 2025, only 3 weeks after the developers released Alpha Release 1. the very first version of Generals Online. I helped bring it and make it known to the Twilight Flame community and have been actively involved in testing and bug reporting ever since. As mentioned above, I know the ins and outs of 3 vs 3 50k, and I know every single one who actively plays this format. I have the experience and the connections to judge whether a balance update is likely to cause a split in the community or whether it will affect Twilight Flame 3 vs 3 50k positively or negatively. I don't like boasting, so I will keep it simple. I'm active, experienced, and able to translate theoretical updates into how they will actually affect the Twilight Flame 50k scene. It's pretty clear that Generals Online is the future of this game. I love this game, and I don't want changes to be pushed that don't apply translate well to the 3 vs 3 50k Twilight Flame format and end up causing a split in what is arguably the first or second most popular format in the game alongside 1 vs 1 10k. I want to help make sure changes work for both sides and keep the community aligned. That was Toby Rama. Next, Xezon. Name, Xezon. Area, best known, Gentool creator, plus other tools. Game developer, programmer, artist. Biography. 0 Hour player since 2005. Gentool developer since 2010. Creator of Control Bar Pro. Fixing and improving Generals 0 Hour since 2021 almost every day. Programmer. Artist and designer for the Super Hackers. 25 years of experience in game modding development. Game needs significant polishing in all areas. Code, art, audio, AI, menus, maps, languages, and design. Gameplay bugs and exploits need fixing with priority, while not plainly ignoring balancing implications. Weak faction units, upgrades, and powers need improving. Game must be fun and exciting in all popular game modes for noobs, semis, and pros. Prefer buffs over nerfs. Stay close to the original game design. Not too conservative, but also not too liberal either. Game must never lose its core identity. Generally prefer not to add new units, upgrades, and powers to original factions. Prefer adding new optional factions if there is a desire for more content. Ideally, the community patch will be a seamless expansion of the original work with no bugs, exploits, and annoying setups. Will embrace democratic processes, collaboration, and general player feedback. Be open-minded about change proposals. Discover solutions to problems. Provide rationales for changes. Time for design work is currently reduced because of immense workload and responsibilities on building the technical foundation for the patch. The commitment and love for Generals 0 Hour remains unbroken, and no effort will be spared to make it the best game ever made and the home for a hopefully ever-growing player base for decades to come. That was Xezon. Good. So we went through all the biographies, all the candidates, all the details of this committee votes, which is a lot. There's a lot of information. It took now 1 hour or so. How long did it take? Yeah, 1 hour to present it all. Yeah. I hope it was educational and hopefully also a little bit entertaining, even though I just read for the most of the time, right? I didn't yield any judgments or any comments. I just presented it the way it is. If one of you is part here of these voter groups, and remember that you can send directly to Antipro your voter group vote decision, which has a greater weight than the free community vote. For everyone else, there is this Google form link that you can click here, which you need a Google account for to place your vote. I will also put it into the video description. I was also thinking of making a ranking for the candidates the way I think they would fit this task of being a member of the game design committee. Yeah. But obviously that's quite a bit controversial. So I don't know if I will be able to, if I'm allowed to release such a thing before the end of the vote. I would need to check. So basically what I can do, I can just from my perspective, like I know most of these people here, like I could be able to say some words about these and like evaluate how good of a fit they would be for the job, right? Obviously, it's really just, from my perspective, obviously, like someone else might see it completely differently, right? But it's something I could do, but I can't, obviously there won't be a neutral presentation, right? So yeah, it would be a different separate video, but maybe I won't be able to release it before the end of the vote. And then I guess it would be mostly for entertainment purposes after the votes. I would have to see. But I think I can say a few things about this. Yeah. Not that it matters much, but it's probably a fun thing to do and maybe entertaining for one or two people. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so yeah, these are the 21 candidates that you can vote for. You can put the 5 votes. Yeah, let's look at this again here. 5 votes. So your best choice gets 10 points. Second, 6 points. Third, 4 points. Fourth, 2 points. Fifth, 1 point. I think you can also just cast one choice. I'm not sure if you need to cast all 5 or just 1 or 2. I don't know. I mean, it could be that you only know one person out of this list, right? But on the other hand, that's why they have a biography, right? So you can, according to the biography, you can make a pick, right? To understand what their direction is and what their experience is, right? But what you feel like is the candidate that is the most or the least representative of what you think is right or wrong. Or maybe you think that no one represents your thoughts, then I guess you can also just not vote, right? If you want. Yeah. Okay, good. I will put the link into the video description. You can cast your vote, and I will see if I make a follow-up video. Yeah. And maybe it will be released soon or in 2 weeks. Because the deadline for the voting is in 2 weeks. 25th of February. That's the deadline. 1 week. Yeah, no, not even 1 week. It's 13 days. Yeah, 13 days you have. Well, from the time I record this video, yeah. Okay, good. Then I think everything has been said. Make your pick, and then hopefully the committee members, the ones that have been elected, can shape the future of Zero Hour. Yeah. Good. Then I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I wish you a great day or night. Until next time, goodbye.